Good everyone. Today, our group we're going to illustrate to you our poster in our research entitled "The Experimental Evaluation of the Flexural Strength and Crack Behavior of Foam Concrete Beams with Varying Density Levels." I am Mr. Estimada. I'm going to explain the overview of this poster. This study investigates the mechanical performance of lightweight foam concrete integrated with sodium lauryl sulfate, or what we call SLS, as a foaming agent, specifically focusing on its flexural strength and crack behavior. By evaluating beam specimens at target densities of 1,200 and 1,600 kg per cubic meter, we aim to determine how varying density levels and curing ages of 7 days, 15 days, and 28 days influence structural integrity compared to conventional concrete. Our research addresses a critical need in the construction industry, reducing structural dead load and foundation requirement without compromising necessary strength. Through experimental testing using UTM, or Universal Testing Machine, we analyze the relationship between air void distribution, internal matrix banding, and the progression of cracks to assess the viability of SLS integrated foam concrete as a sustainable and efficient building materials. For the highlights of this poster, Ms. De Guzman, please proceed.
Thank you so much for that. So this study highlights the following. So first of all, our research focuses on foam concrete as a lightweight material. We use lauryl sulfate as our foaming agent, and we also tested its flexural performance using a universal testing machine, or UTM, to measure its strength under bending. And we also carefully analyze the how crack starts and spread inside foam concrete beams. And there would be two density levels that we are going to be comparing, which are the 1,200 kilogram per meter cube and the 1,600, to see how the density affects the overall strength and behavior of the concrete. And lastly, we're going to be evaluating the strength to weight efficiency to by directly comparing the foam concrete to conventional concrete. So for the material, it would be discussed by Miss Bernaldez.
Thank you, Ms. De Guzman. Now I will discuss the materials used in our experiment. The first material is ordinary Portland cement, which serves as the main binding material of the concrete mixture. Next is the fine aggregate or sand, which helps improve the texture and workability of the concrete mix. We also use coarse aggregate for the controlled or conventional concrete mixture. Of course, water was added to allow the cement to react properly and form a workable mixture. For the production of foam concrete, we use sodium lauryl sulfate, or SLS, as the foaming agent. We also use a foam generator to produce the preformed foam before mixing it with the cementitious materials. For molding the specimens, beam molds were prepared to achieve the required dimensions of the concrete beams. Lastly, we use the Universal Testing Machine, or UTM, to test the flexural strength of the beams and evaluate their performance under load. Those are the materials used in our experiment. For the next part will be discussed by Mr. Villanueva.
Thank you, Ms. Bernaldez. Moving on to our concrete mix and density levels. For our experiment, we investigate two distinct target density levels, 1,2 and 1,6 kilogram per cubic meter. As shown on the poster, these represent complete different internal structure. The 1 to kilogram per cubic meter mix represent lower density level. It features a higher air content, creating a high porous and lightweight structure. However, this high porosity resulted is in a lower and less consistent flexural performance, testing between 6.17 and 7.84 megapascal. Conversely, 1.6 kilogram per cubic meter mix represents our higher density level. It features a lower air content and much denser structure. This balanced mix yielded a superior, more stable lectural performance ranging from 7.4 to 8.1 megapascal, along with significantly improved crack resistance. Ultimately, choosing between this configuration is a direct trade-off between maximizing weight reduction and maintaining structural reliability. For the methodology, Mr. Padre will discuss.
Thank you, Mr. Villanueva, for reporting the density levels. So, for methodology, this study employed an experimental research design to evaluate the flexural strength and crack behavior of SLS, integrated foam concrete beams, at density levels of 1,200 kilograms per cubic meter and 1,600 kilograms per cubic meter. Foam concrete specimens were prepared using pre-foam concrete generated from sodium lauryl sulfate or SLS and cast into beam molds to specimens were cured for 7, 15, and 28 days to assess the strength development over time. After curing, the beam were subjected to flexural testing using a universal testing machine or UTM to determine their maximum load capacity and corresponding flexural strength. Crack initiation and propagation were observed and documented during testing, and the results were analyzed to compare the relationship between density, flexural performance, and crack resistance. So for the next reporter for discussing the results, may I call on Mr. Herrera?
Thank you, Mr. Padre. So, for results of the experiment, 1,600 kilogram per cubic meter foam concrete showed a higher flexural strength, ranging from 7.40 to 8.10 megapascal, compared to the 1,200 kilogram per cubic meter foam concrete, which only achieved 6.17 to 7.84 megapascal. When we compare the strength of these two different densities of foam concrete to controlled concrete, the controlled concrete still produced the highest flexural strength, ranging from 8.41 to 9.80 megapascal. By analyzing these results, flexural strength of beam concrete increased with curing time, higher density has better crack resistance, so reducing void content can increase load capacity. Controlled concrete achieved greater strength as its internal structure is more dense compared to foam concrete that has entrained air voids formed due to the incorporation of a foaming agent. The study evaluated how closely foam concrete can approach the flexural performance of conventional concrete. Our next reporter will be Miss Bowie.
Thank you, Mr. Herrera. And for the conclusion, the findings demonstrate that curing age and density are the primary drivers of flexural performance, with strength consistently increasing over time for all mixtures, while conventional concrete predictably achieved the highest strength. The 1,600 kilogram per cubic meter foam concrete showed a robust performance level, reaching 8.104 MPa at 29 days, and proving to be a viable lightweight structural alternative. We observed that higher density not only improves load capacity but also results in more complex branching crack patterns similar to conventional concrete, whereas the lower densities exhibit more brittle linear failure modes. Ultimately, this research confirms that SLS is an effective agent for producing stable, predictable foam concrete. We conclude that by optimizing density, specifically targeting 1,600 kilogram per cubic meter or higher, engineers can successfully balance the benefits of reduced weight with the mechanical requirements of modern structural applications. And that's the last part of our discussion. Thank you.
And that and that concludes our poster in our research entitled "The Flexural Strength and Crack Behavior of SLS Integrated Foam Concrete." Thank you.